Yo, you are tuned in to the hottest fucking show in the world. If you're on YouTube and seeing us right now, Facebook, I got you too. Mr. D's, the Open Mic King, and you are listening to the Vibe on Air. Got my man in the building, ROCKA.
Yeah. What's going on?
In the building. My man, comedian JJ Thomas, getting here. He got stuck in traffic. I don't know how it's 7 o'clock. But, I got to. But you are tuned in to the Vibe on Air. ROCKA. As you see, we don't have the normal cast of characters. Butter and PJ had to, take time off for our hiatus, work issues and other things. Crazy shit that happened here last week, so we had to change it up a little bit. So we got my man ROCKA in the building, and he will be on sports and whatever else we got going on. When he get here, we're gonna be talking about what's going on in the hood and whatever else is funny. Tonight, it's gonna be a crazy show. Cause we got my man Robert Hubbard of Hub's Groove. He's Hub of Hub's Groove. So he gonna be in the building. He gonna be talking about all this shit. We got our segments, of course. Ratchet news gonna be going on. We're gonna talk about sports. It's gonna be a whole new thing. We changed it up a little bit. If you want to call in, please feel free to call in. The number behind me, you can see it on the air. 216-526-1555. Give us a call, talk to us, especially about our subject today. We're gonna be talking more about breast cancer. Being that it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but also we're going to be talking about a few other things because, this debate-ish situation, this whole presidential election situation is getting ridiculous. I mean, did you even watch the debate?
You know what? I can't stand a while. I haven't watched one. I watched the first one, and ever since then, I gave up on it.
Man, they wouldn't even shake each other's hands when they came out. It was bad. It was bad. And I mean, they was really going in. They was going in at each other this time.
Right.
And it's just, I see the negative in both of them. Mm-hmm. They try to talk about Hillary's health and everything, but I don't think that matters as a president because most of these presidents last few hundred presidents. I know it's only 40 something, so I'm exaggerating the number. But the last presidents, even before Barack Obama, before Bill Clinton, were usually over 50, over 60. So I mean, and she's not really as old as most of them. So I don't think that her sickness is going to be a problem. I do. Think she might be a little bit softer than most presidents, but then again, Donald Trump is just retarded.
And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I mean, how we even let this man get this far is still above and beyond me. I mean, I don't know how desperate the Republican Party is, but this guy is literally just a face, and really he's the face of a clown, man. This guy's a joke, and I cannot believe that we are actually thinking about nominating this man for president of the United States of America.
It's really ridiculous, man. Because for real, look, because most people are elected because I saw you on that show.
Right, exactly.
And of course, all his money comes from his own pocket. Exactly. I don't think he really went on. He might have done some fundraisers and got some money, but most of the money comes from his pocket, and he just is loose. And I mean, the biggest thing that you can say about Donald Trump is that he was successful in business. Obviously,
right.
He has a lot of different places, but he's lost touch with reality. And over the past, I'm 40 some years old, so I've seen him on TV millions of times. The silly shit he's done. He talked about getting rid of immigrants, but just wife an immigrant. You know what I'm saying? Bad comb over. I don't know what the fuck.
What's going on with that?
Nuts. He's just nuts. But if you got to take the choice of the two, I'm going with Hillary.
Of course.
But if I was thinking about this, and this is what's crazy. If Hillary, becomes president, she's gonna set a precedent being the first woman president, also being the first lady to become president. So, what about Michelle Obama? She could run later,
and that's definitely
become president,
right?
And be the second first lady, but the first black woman. That would be some real shit. History
in the making. We thought Obama alone was history, and then to have his wife come in and with the respect that she already has from so many people, so many supporters, I could definitely see her winning her election by a landslide. Exactly. She got my vote. If we can put Donald Trump up for election, Michelle Obama definitely got my vote. That's for sure.
I can see that in the future. It probably won't happen for at least another decade, but I can see that shit happening, and that shit will be would be the dope. But you
Absolutely.
know, there's a lot of other shit going on. Of course, the Cleveland is buzzing.
Oh yeah.
The Windians,
Oh yeah.
you know, I see you came out
Oh
playing real
yeah.
quick. They doing their thing, you know. We in the World Series, man. I mean, what
Yeah.
else can I say about it?
Mhm.
The first time since what, '97? Damn, I
1997.
was just like a few years out of high school then.
Hmm.
Damn,
8 years old for me. That's crazy.
and it's buzzing, man. I mean, the
Mm.
city is on it. You know, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not going to the parade when they win the World Series. I went to the last one. I had a poster I put up of people leaving their kids outside, and you know, for hours, and I had to walk the girl over to the police, and then I got like a million, 100, like almost a 1 million hits to my post about this lady,
Really?
whoever it was, leaving her kids, and people had mixed feelings about it.
Uh-huh.
But that whole, it was a good for the city,
Hmm.
but it was just a bad thing. I mean, I caught the bus down there because they kept saying you should catch the bus
Of
down,
course, right. The
and
transportation
then they
was a
shut
big
the bus
issue.
off. They
Exactly.
shut the
And the
rapid off.
Rapids too. Yeah, the
Man, I
Rapids
couldn't
too.
even get home. We had to walk up to 30th.
Yeah, that was kind of ridiculous. But I'll tell you what, man. I'll take that, all of those problems any day than another goddamn losing season. Because Lord knows
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of that. That's most definitely for sure.
The only thing that we got to look forward to now is the Browns might get a first draft pick
Again,
again.
that's one part of history that shall continue to repeat
We
itself.
we need to. I'm not gonna ever give up on my Browns because I'm a
Nah.
diehard fan.
Hmm.
But it's funny, and my man PJ, you know, shout out to PJ. You know, he work now, so he can't do the show. But
Right.
he be tripping on all these people who root for the Pittsburgh Steelers and all that shit, but now they Indians fans and they Cavaliers fans and all that shit. I think that's
Yeah.
some bullshit.
Yeah. You know how them bandwagoners do, yeah.
Yeah,
They want to
man.
ride the wave of anybody that's winning, man. But you know, win, lose, or draw, man. I'm going to bark with the dogs, man. That's for sure. Can't count the dogs out, man. You just got to keep cheering, got to keep rooting. Nobody saw the Indians coming. I don't believe that. I think everybody was shocked to see them make it this far. So, you know what I mean? Hey, you never know. It's still, what, 10 games left on the season?
Yeah.
So it's opportunity to bounce back. If we could just make, first round of playoffs, that'd be something special right there.
Our topic today is still about breast cancer awareness. We've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks. You know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Hmm.
So, also, if you didn't know, October is a Children Crib Death Month.
Mm.
So, if you have a baby, research and read about infant crib death. I'm probably not saying the right term because I'm not a doctor, but
Right.
it kills a lot of children are dying because of that, and it's not a new thing. It's not new. Um, but back to breast cancer awareness. We've been giving out numbers all month about for you if you need to you know get information and be aware. We were talking about different things that like I told you my grandmother was dealing with it at one point. That's his grandmother too.
Absolutely as well. Yeah,
Um,
right.
and all I gotta say is, ladies, check the tatas.
Mm.
If you need help, call me. We're gonna take a quick pause for the calls, real quick. We got my man Jay ROCKA in the building. This is the one and only, the hottest radio show in the world to date. This is the Vibe on Air. We'll be right back.
This is Mark Matthews from the Whatnot Bowtie Company, and you are tuned in to the Vibe on Air.
This is Antonio.
This is Tanya.
Swerve Grill, 20126, Shaboom Boulevard, reporting live from the Vibe on the Air.
It's Major League.
And you tuned to the Vibe on Air.
Let's go. What he said. Now time back.
Check 1 2 1 2. Mr. D's Open Mike King, J Ratchet, finally in the building, my man, comedian JJ Johnson. You are tuned in to the new Vibe on Air, live on YouTube, and also broadcasting live here on MIXLR. JJ, what's going on with you?
Life. That's right.
That's it.
That's what it said.
Like I said, today our theme is about awareness as it's been all month. And our special guest is going to be in the studio today. He's going to be getting here in a couple minutes. Robert Hubbard of Hub Brew. He is Hub. That's what they call the nigga.
Big hug.
Big Hub. Big Hub. I don't know if the band coming with him or not, you know. But he's going to come in and talk about what he do and listen to it. He was talking about breast cancer awareness because also this month is also SIDS awareness too. And you know, I really don't have any information on it, but I think J Rock came up with some shit right quick. So
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of familiar with SIDS. I actually saw it on a special Victims Unit episode. Basically, it's a real unexpected thing, man. It's very hard to prevent. It's something that happens very sudden, but there are ways.
Wait. Did you say you saw it on the Special Victims Unit?
Uh-huh,
You mean
yeah.
Law and Order, nigga?
Yeah, Law and Order, SVU, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering. So you learned about it.
Law and Order, SVU. Yeah, right.
Gotcha.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
right. Exactly.
Education.
There we go. There you go.
Education. Help you get
There
away
we
with
go.
a murder in a minute.
Hell no.
Yeah, but there are definitely some ways that if you do your careful research, there are some ways you can prevent it. I would definitely say just a couple of things is obviously, number one is definitely don't smoke around the child. Definitely make sure that if you are going to smoke and then interact with the child, make sure you definitely, changing your clothes. You really don't want to have that odor aroma and the child inhaling it. Another thing, some other tips, just make sure, you have a firm crib. No really hard toys or anything that could bend or hurt the child. Keep the baby sleeping close, but not directly in your bed. Those are some probably three of the most critical tips that you can, focus on when you're dealing with a newborn child. SIDS is mainly focusing on infants 1 year or younger. So any parents that have newborns for one year, definitely make sure you do your research on SIDS. It is a very serious thing. Make sure you do your research, talk to your doctors, and remember some of these tips, man. It'll definitely help.
JJ, you got any input on SIDS? What you know about SIDS? You know anything about SIDS?
Yeah. No one better. I'm saying he just educated me right there.
Right, yeah, he did some research.
Oh, yeah, he did some real research.
With the Law and Order.
Yeah, with the Law and Order. That's right. I missed that episode. What episode was that?
Actually, it was funny. It was an episode. I mean, if you ever watch Law and Order, man, that show throws you for many twists. And basically, what happened was they had a newborn. The newborn died, and they buried it. They arrested both the parents, and they were trying to get the parents to turn on each other and get one of them to admit that one of the parents had actually killed the baby.
But both of them
stayed solid for one another to the end. They took the Special Victims Unit officers to where the baby was buried. They actually did an autopsy on it and found out the baby was actually in top-notch condition. It just died.
Wow.
It just died. So come to find out, they did a run through, and they had kicked it in the bar the night before, and I guess they were smoking cigarettes while they were drinking, and were around the baby later that night in a hotel with the same clothes on that they were smoking in, and it killed the baby in his sleep. Because that's what SIDS do. It kills infants in their sleep. It's nothing you can really do to prevent it. It's completely, you don't see no symptoms or no signs of it. It just happens, and there you go. There's your child.
You have
right
any
there.
kids?
No, I actually don't have any kids, but now doing my research on this is definitely something that I know. It's definitely something that you want to focus on when you have a child. And like I said, just talk to your doctor, do your research, just be a good parent.
And it's not the same thing as what I tried to do when I tried to smother my son because he was getting on my motherfucking nerves. That's instant cribs.
That's little nigga be
You ain't doing your homework, nigga. What syndrome?
I'm kind of jealous, man. I'm treated like a stepchild. I'm serious, because you know why? Because I got a red ghetto cup. Y'all got glasses.
Yours is right here.
Is that how it is? Okay. All right.
Oh man, don't do it.
Ooh, y'all like Trump up in here.
You just look like you got some extra good shit. I'm just saying, But if you want to call in and talk to us, the number is 216-526-1555. This is the new lineup for the Vibe on Air. We actually might have one more person joining us soon, but I'll let y'all know about that shit later. Mm-hmm. But we're going, let's talk to comedian JJ Johnson, new co-host of the Vibe on Air. Nigga, what's your pedigree?
Oh man, you know what? I was checking into some stuff, man. I really didn't know what to talk about, but something caught my eye. And like you said, it was but this is a true story. It was this young lady in North Carolina. She was trying to come up with some extra money to make the ends meet. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it get rough for everybody. So she's 65 years old.
Okay.
65, man, and going back out to work. But she couldn't find no really work. So she ended up going and applying for this job at a strip club. 65, man.
Really?
Serious. This is some serious stuff. No, dude, it gets deep, man. I'm serious. This is...
I swear you lying.
No, I'm telling you, man. I ain't hear about this.
Oh,
man, seriously. She went back to the club. They gave her a job. She had to work, I think it was 2 or 3 Fridays ago. 65.
65.
She ended up passing out on stage.
Oh, that's not funny.
It's not funny, man.
That's sad.
It's sad. But you know, the tripped out part is
What's that?
these dudes kept throwing money on us. All that fucking time, they kept making it rain.
No,
They did, man. I'm telling you, you gotta look it up. It's on the news. I'm not playing. I am not playing, man. This is some real stuff. I'm telling you, man. This is straight from the. This is Hood Report right here. I'm telling you.
Hold up, man.
What they couldn't tell? What she couldn't
They
tell? She
couldn't
wasn't
tell. They
breathing.
was, and Lil Wayne was on. Come on, man.
Just so you know, if you don't know who JJ is, he's a comedian, and that shit
But
was
that's
funny.
real.
But that was real shit. He's gonna be doing a segment from now on that goes like this.
Oh my goodness. If it isn't Little Miss Attitude. Ratchet. Girl. Ain't nobody got time for that. I am not the one, boo-boo. You said what? Hold my baby.
The Ratchet no.
That would be your intro.
Thank you. Right. That guy.
But man, that's that was almost as bad as my story last week. But that was fucked up. They kept
If
she die, she gonna be alright.
They didn't
You
know.
should tip her.
Say she was on the floor having a seizure. They thought she was doing the crybaby.
They kept making it rain.
They're like, this bitch can dance.
But that ain't the tripped out part. Her daughter is fighting for the money.
Oh no.
Wait a minute, her daughter was at the strip club too?
Well, her daughter found out how much money she made that night from them making it rain.
Oh, and the bar ain't give it up?
Right.
Oh, no, that's dirty, man.
The
That's
bar
dirty.
kept the money.
The bar kept the money even though did she die? The lady died.
She dropped it. That was her last drop.
She dropped it like a hot and woke up cold.
Oh, ain't that something?
I'm just telling you the
That's
real, man.
horrible. That's
Y'all want me to tell it, then don't tell me.
Ooh.
I'm hurting.
Y'all watched the debate last night?
We was just talking about that, man. So look, I was just saying, about how when they came out, they didn't even shake hands. They walked by each other like, they mortal enemies now, man. It's bad. All the shit they've been talking about each other, especially Trump. And, they were talking about, Trump with, I guess he grabbed random pussy. It's just, it's ridiculous, man. And we just talking about the difference between the two of them. I want to hear your opinion on it.
Between what?
Trump and Hillary. Who do you think? I mean, you got the better of two evils. We already know everybody going for Hillary.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but Trump just something else. Trump let you know straight off the bat. I don't like you. I don't like I'm going to build a wall. I'm going to deport all y'all.
Hell no.
And he telling you exactly what he going to do. Yeah. Now, Hillary, if you listen to Hillary ain't too far from it, but Hillary is on the right path where she's going to put something back into the... Trump is just a businessman to me.
Mm-hmm. Trump, like I said, we was talking about before you got here, Trump is, he made millions and millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
He even went bankrupt one time.
Right.
But, he came back from it. He got these large hotels. He got a lot of property. And, that's where most of his recognition come from. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, he did, what was the show where, you're fired?
Yeah.
And then, he tried to actually coin the phrase, you fired. He actually wanted to get paid for when people say you fired. He was bullshit. But, but people only fucking with him because he is a known face. He don't have no political background. He don't have any type of foreign policy background. So how the fuck is this man qualified to say that he can run the free world? That's what I'm tripping on, and all these people are following him now. But you got a lot of Republicans now that are trying to jump away from him.
You got to look at the people that's trying to follow.
Oh yeah, I know.
Look at those people. You like really?
They sisters, they wife.
They're the ones you pull up there like, hold on, let me get my cousin, my cousin wife right here.
There's some straight bullshit, I tell you what. But I'm gonna vote for that Trump because he hates them niggers as much as I hate them niggers.
Billy, Bobby, get off your sister and get down here.
But there was that one story, and maybe somebody can look it up. It was the two black ladies that Trump had going on the tour, his campaign tour with him.
Oh man!
It was saying they was pro-Trump and they was behind Trump and everything. And it was like, but he was using them like clowns. And the shit was just funny to me because I don't really think they understood what Trump was about, and they was backing him like that. It's almost like they've been niggas their whole life, and then all of a sudden it's like the Verizon guy all of a sudden work for Sprint.
I'm better than y'all.
Right. Can you hear this?
Right.
It was some dumb shit, and I just can't see this election turning out good if Hillary don't win. I can't see me staying in America anymore either.
Oh, and did you see him here? Did you hear him say, if Hillary wins, he wouldn't support it?
Oh yeah, I've been
He
hearing.
would not support it. He said he just won't.
I've been hearing the stuff about him saying if he don't win, it's a rig.
It's rigged.
And you were saying that before we not even we a whole month away.
But if you look at his history, he always saying something's rigged.
Yeah, he said that about when he was what was the show he was on? It was on one of his shows. No, he didn't get an Emmy for his show. For the whatever that show is. I don't even remember the name of his shit. But he said that was rigged. The Emmys was rigged,
Right.
Because he didn't get one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this. He's a sour apples kind of dude, and it's gonna be all bad when if he don't win. I mean, it'd be all good for us. It'd be all bad for
Right,
him.
exactly.
And,
Bad
you
for
know,
who?
I don't care if he win. Really, I don't. I just want him just not to win.
Right.
You know, and you know, it's just he say what he wants to say. He kind of like me because he'll tell you in a minute, go fuck yourself.
Right.
Which I do all the time. I tell people go fuck themselves all the time. But you dealing with people who really hate America.
Oh,
yeah. The person, the ambassador for the free world.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you go over there to Libya, you trying to talk to ISIS, and they're gonna cut your fucking head off, and then come after us. You ain't got no leader now. Then who your vice president? Is he qualified?
No, not really.
He probably
Really?
more qualified than Trump. He
Really?
probably is a
You know what?
politician.
He probably is more qualified than Trump.
Definitely.
I've heard him talk, but it's still something about backing Trump up that I just.
I think he did it mostly though because he wanted to be vice president. Yeah, I mean, I would jump in there too if I had a chance to be. If you say, well, you can be my vice president, let me see that check is gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I probably wouldn't do it with Trump though, but I would jump into he a Republican, you gonna jump with a Republican.
Okay.
So but I mean, it's just nuts. This was like the worst election year in the
history of the election.
I don't know who ran against. I remember who ran against Lincoln, but that had to be a hard election. You know what I'm saying? Because it was hard for us. Because we sit there like, I hope this nigga know to get elected. He already said that. Yeah. JJ, I mean, you got something. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I don't want to be rude.
We on the air. We just kicking it.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to some people on Facebook. If you're listening and watching, we appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
We got the new squad. Butter couldn't be with us anymore. PJ couldn't be with us anymore due to work issues and everything. So I understand. Ain't no hard feelings. Y'all still part of the vibe, but it's in my head. Shout out to Tarsha Ivy, House of Beautiful Locks for always tuning in. Shout out to I'm trying to just name names. Everybody been on here. Josh Trundle, Jay Frey, the whole play cast of from Melanie Charbro, Pieces of Me Productions, NJP Productions. There's a lot of folks I like to shout out. You want to shout out some people real quick?
Oh yeah, definitely. Most shout out to definitely everybody on my Facebook page who definitely supporting us right now. Everybody who helped me, liking the page, sharing the page, subscribing to the YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Everybody just get involved. The more the merrier, and we just here having a good time. It's the vibe on air, baby. So go Cleveland, go everybody all across the world. If you rocking with us, then we rocking with you. The vibe on air, baby. That's it.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
And we are now on MIXLR. So if you haven't got on MIXLR yet, you need to get on it. Go to MIXLR, download the app to your phone, then look up The Vibe on Air. It's right there behind me. The Vibe on Air. And you can hear us broadcast every week, every Thursday. We're going to be doing it. It's good to have some fresh meat in here. And my homeboys and my cousin, my little cousin Jay ROCKA in the building.
Yeah.
So, we wait for Hub to get here. We're going to hop into some more segments in a little bit. We're going to take a quick pause for the calls in your jizzles. This is The Vibe on Air. If you're on Facebook, we ain't going to get tuned off. You're just going to hear us talking.
everybody. Welcome to the Vibe on Air. Check it out on YouTube, the Vibe on Air.
Sneaker with the beauty look, and you're with the Vibe on Air.
This is Mark Matthews from the Whatnot Bowtie Company, and you are tuned in to the Vibe on Air.
This is Antonio.
This is Tanya.
Swerveville, 20126, Chagrin Boulevard, reporting live from the Vibe on Air.
This time we don't have a take 5 up here.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness. If it isn't Little Miss Attitude. She Ratchet. Girl. Ain't nobody got time for that. I am not the one, boo-boo. You said what? Hold my baby.
The Ratchet knows.
I just felt he needed to hear it one more time. It's the Vibe on Air. Mr. D's the open mic king. If you didn't know, you better ask somebody. Got my man J ROCKA, comedian JJ Johnson on these J's in this motherfucker. We about to hop into some hard segments real quick. Of course, JJ kind of did his already. We gonna go into J ROCKA. We gonna hop into sports first. But J ROCKA, so blame you, but I got a drop for you too. You kind of new to this. Don't mind the fact that I'm slow moving with my hands.
He could go all the way. 95 yards, 38.
And now, sports.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
And now, J ROCKA with sports.
Oh yeah, what's going on, everybody? J ROCKA with the sports. Cleveland right now, we are on fire. We already had the king, LeBron James, coming home from the Miami Heat, returning to the Cleveland Cavaliers, winning us a championship in only his second year back, along with the all-star squad of Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert, just everybody playing a team role, bringing us our first championship in over 50 years.
50.
You talking about history. Last time we ever got that close was Jim Brown. That was before it was even called the Super Bowl. Okay, you hear what I'm saying? So not only do we have LeBron James and the Cavaliers bringing us our first championship in over 50 years, your Cleveland Indians are now on their way to the World Series. That's right. The Cleveland Indians are on their way to the World Series after we just put out the Toronto Blue Jays, defeating them 3-1 in the series in the American League Championship Series. Now we advance to the World Series. Very interesting season for the Indians. I'm pretty sure nobody really saw it coming. But the way we just steamroll teams all throughout the season and the way we've been playing in the playoffs is lights out. A lot of people have us predicting to win it. I know in the beginning of the season, a lot of people said the team with the best pitching staff was going to win it. Got to give a big shout out to Coach Mickey Callaway, man. He's got those boys playing lights out on the mound. The rotation is steady, left hand, right hand. We killing them boys on the plate. And then Terry Francona just making all the moves necessary, bringing all the right players in that fill the role, that are hungry and really want to see us advance. Big shout out to the Cleveland Indians, man. They bringing life to baseball, and more importantly, they bringing life to the city. Big shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers too, man. Shining J.R. Smith. For a second there, I think everybody it was a true Cavaliers
touch
fan.
and go.
Yeah, they was holding their breath, man. I thought we was gonna let J.R. walk. A lot of people say we didn't really need him. Wasn't really a key factor. A lot of people was a little 50-50 on that, but I think signing him. Well, there were some rumors going on that he really didn't really want to be a part of this. He really wanted to stay at home with Carmelo. If you ever go and look at any of J.R. Smith's videos, he'll tell you, him and Melo was boys. They was tight. They had a chemistry there. They just couldn't get over that hump. The New York Knicks couldn't get it done. So a lot of people were saying JR was gonna walk, man. A lot of people was holding their breath for a second. JR signing contract worth over $50 million, man. And big shout out to JR Smith. Way to return to the land, man. We needed you there.
Now, I got some shit to say, because I'm excited about the Indians, of course, everybody is, but not everybody who is excited. Niggas mostly are excited because it's a win. Ain't nobody watching none of the rest of the season.
Exactly.
And I ain't gonna lie, I'm one of them motherfuckers. But I'm a baseball fan, though. I played baseball when I was younger.
One of them motherfuckers.
Exactly.
But it's for the city. Now, being like we said, they last championship was back in 97.
97.
I was a couple of years out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was exciting. Kenny Lofton was playing at the time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. We had a squad.
And we played Atlanta, the Braves.
Kenny. Mm-hmm.
And, that happened actually, I think the year before that, too, or 2 years before that.
Yeah, 95.
And
95.
both times we got to the stage. And we blew. I'm just hoping that this time it don't be the same way, because even with the Cavaliers, when the Cavaliers took so long to get this championship, but we've made it to the finals before twice with LeBron James, and we got shut out. But we got to keep our hopes up about this shit, because the Indians. The Indians did the biggest accomplishment this year to me was when they put Big Papi to sleep.
Oh yeah,
they needed to put his ass to sleep.
Yeah.
Fuck Boston. No, Big Papi one of the greatest players ever. But fuck Boston. Shout out to anybody in Boston who might be listening or might catch it later. I'm just joking. Don't be mad.
Right.
If you do, be mad at him.
Hub's here. I'm gonna send J ROCKA. Well, you finished with your segment?
Oh yeah, unless we want to talk about the dog pound, which I'm pretty sure ain't nobody trying to deal with that dark cloud. 0-6 Cleveland Browns, man, looking like the worst team in the league, and looking like, a lot of professional analysts saying we ain't gonna win a game this season, man.
I'm really tired of hearing about bad shit about the Browns, man. I really don't give a fuck. I really don't want to hear it no more. Man. Just let the season play, man. Let them just play the season out, man. God damn.
You know what? I saw a real funny meme, man, on Facebook the other day. It said, man, Cleveland sports is on fire. We got the Cavs. We got the Indians, but never mind the Browns, because every family got that one crackhead they just don't want to deal with.
My God.
And right now, the Cleveland Browns, man, they looking like that one begging auntie. It's just like, bye, Felicia. We ain't got no time for you, man.
Really?
It's the same story every year, man.
Disrespect my team like that.
Oh, man, it's the same story every year.
I don't know if I appreciate that.
You know what? What people don't understand, man, is unlike other sports, man. Unlike baseball, unlike basketball, man, people don't understand how important it is in the off season for football. That's where you really build the core of the team. It starts in the free agency pool. It starts in the draft. And man, year after year after year, you just watch the Browns. And we always in the first round, first couple picks, because we always garbage. Right. But we ain't never, outside of Joe Thomas and Joe Hayden, what have we really produced? Colt McCoy, Greg Little, Trent Richardson. Man, the list goes on, man. To be honest, we need crash and burn, man. Got to figure it out. We got to figure it out real fast, because we got these other teams winning. Everybody want to see the Browns do something. They the team that everybody always counts out. It would be nice, man, for once in a while to see the Browns make the playoffs.
It's going to be a big surprise coming. It's a lot of work that need to be done, and we got to get this, get the foundation built. So it's a lot to be done. You might have to run down there.
Absolutely.
Our guest is here, and I think JJ done locked himself out the door trying to let it come in. So J ROCKA got to run to go get her real quick. But it's just a crazy situation with the Browns. They overhauled the entire team, overhauled the whole front office, and still are lacking, and it's a shame. And I wish that it was more to be done. I mean, we just need to make some better decisions in the front office and, all around. But Cleveland, stand up, rally, whatever you're going to do. We are going to be champions again this year. Cleveland Browns, better luck next year. I'll never give up, though. I ain't no Pittsburgh fan like some of these people. We got our guests coming in.
Oh, you know what? I probably should have told him to go that way.
Yeah.
He's sitting on that side.
Okay.
My bad.
It's all right. You can close that door, though.
Okay. He coming in.
All right. Okay, here you go. Robert Hubbard's in the building, finally.
Yeah.
It took him forever.
Look, I forgot they sitting on that side.
You gotta go. You gotta duck under that hub somehow. This is a ghetto studio.
Get your hurdle on.
Yeah, you gotta get under there somehow. I know you can do it. I know you can do it, Hub.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you got the two big boys going in. They walking past the camera all wrong and shit. Yeah, you in that chair. He right here. You the guest. You in the guest chair. You get the guest chair. We got you a drink too. We got to drink all that.
We got Patron.
We got Robert Hubbard in the building of Hub
I will
Crew.
never leave.
But that was sports. We're gonna roll back into my man.
Sports.
Oh yeah, we just did sports. You missed out on the sports. We talked about some good sports stuff. You want to talk about some sports? You into sports, Mr. Hubbard?
I used to be.
You used to be until you start drumming shit.
No. I had to get back on the drumming too. I figured out sports wasn't making me no money, so I had to get back on it.
Let me move this camera your way. See if I can get you on camera. Okay, I ain't moving the camera, so I must not be. I gotta move it later. We'll get you on there in a minute because it ain't your turn yet.
So you mean Hub can't be on?
I'm about to get him on camera in a second. Wow. I'm racist as shit.
Get big boy.
Man.
I'm bigger than a motherfucker. He the skinniest nigga here.
Well, he racist then.
Well, you actually missed the part where he sided with Donald Trump. We was talking about the election earlier. He sided with.
I said if the motherfucker offered me a vice presidential seat, I would take you, motherfucker. That's all I said. I didn't say I was gonna be a Trump man. But man, JJ about to do this.
Oh my goodness. If it isn't Little Miss Attitude. She Russian. Girl. Ain't nobody got time for that. I am not the one, boo-boo. You said what? Hold my babies.
The Ratchet nose.
Go ahead, JJ.
Ratchet news. Ratchet news. I want to stay on the Trump thing because I was a little bit upset about it.
Okay.
I'm serious. I didn't like Trump. Is a disrespectful person. Yeah. We all know that. He don't respect ladies. He don't even respect his wife because he sat up there and lied right in front of her. Think about it. Hub, let me hold this together. He did.
Hey,
think about it.
Trump just don't respect nobody.
He don't.
No one.
He don't care. I'm serious. If Trump was president today, you know what? We all better look for somewhere to go.
I've been telling everybody. I said his whole demeanor is just I'm that dude. He used to everything right his way.
Right.
Even if he don't win, he gonna win because guess what? He gonna go bankrupt. I'm still gonna win. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Okay, y'all want to pay taxes? I'll find a way not to pay taxes." He gonna win no matter what.
Because he won't show them taxes.
What was the commercial they had where they were talking about what sacrifices have you made? He's like, of course I've made plenty of sacrifices. I've been successful in the business world. I have built beautiful business. Like, you call those sacrifices? It's like he has a skewed morality. I think he just nuts. The nigga is nuts.
He's coached.
He tried to say success is a sacrifice.
He's coached.
You sacrifice to get to success, but that's not a sacrifice. He tried to say his success is equivalent to somebody who served in a war, or like he said he didn't like McCain's record because McCain was a POW.
Right.
And he said, I don't like people get caught. I don't like people get caught.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. He got that whole he got a whole different thing, and it's dangerous. And what blew me away was, I don't know if anybody checked me out when I was on Facebook. Somebody thought I was a Trump supporter because I was watching. I made sure everybody said tune in because Trump was going to be at this church in Cleveland Heights.
Oh.
So I told everybody to tune in. And the reason why I wanted to know why the heck the black preachers are supporting him. I was trying to figure out what's the catch, what is.
What's that one black preacher that was supporting him? The main guy? What's his name?
I can't say his name because his daughter got mad at me. So I can't say. I let y'all say
and really, I don't even promote him on the show.
Hey, that dude there,
Dr. Scott.
right. So he had Don King there. You know what I'm saying?
And matter of fact, Don King was the Ratchet News that week because the shit he said.
The new system.
T.I. went in on him.
The new system. That new system. I said, no, we going back to them. Oh, that King Fried. What's his name? Henry Hoffa. What's his name? Hoffa, the dude was in the Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
They still ain't found them. They try to go back to those days where the Teamster, to me, this is what I believe. The Teamsters ran everything.
Right. Teamsters was gangsters, man.
You know what I'm saying? So they was connected to the president, FBI. They was connected to it all. You know what I'm saying? So that new system, that's the new system they want to make America great. That's how
they need to stop. What else you got more for us, JJ?
You know what? I'm serious because this is my first night doing this.
I know.
I want to find out where everybody from. What school you from?
Oh, right. Okay.
We going back that far.
All right. High school, right? So I graduated from one school, but I claim another school.
Hold on.
No, I claim both of them. All right, here you go. Right now. No. All right, here you go. Cluster school.
Cluster.
Yeah, that's the area you grew in. They call it your cluster school that you supposed to go
that's
to.
right.
Because the people to the science and all that next age. Well, my cluster school is John Hay.
Okay. Right.
So I'm a Hornet till I die. I graduated from Cleveland School Arts because I was beating the drums.
Right.
Okay.
So that's what
you came out of Hay.
Those some good years, man. You know.
No, I mean, I'm just asking.
You know, I was in the between the 85s and the 90s.
So you was there with me.
My cousin, Wesley Carroll played for the
Wesley. That's it.
Wesley.
Yeah, played for the Saints, you know.
That was your
but I knew him before he
came from Hay.
He went to Hay.
That's my blood, you know.
I was there with
of course, you know Tia
then.
then. You know Tia and then my cousin.
I didn't know Tia was your cousin.
If Wesley, my cousin, that's her sister.
Right. So Tia's grandmother.
Yeah, that's my grandmother.
So when we was out at Imani Church, me and my brother was out there back in the day.
No, well, her grandmother is her father grandmother. Her father mother.
Hey, look, y'all can do a reunion on the next fucking show. All right.
Okay. All right, but back to what you was doing, because we having a conversation over here.
We brought it up, then we like, Tia, grandma.
The show is called The Vibe. Do you understand what that means?
Y'all went to reunion.
What was your point, JJ?
Ancestors.
The boo on the show, right?
He claimed Hay, but he graduated from Hay.
Hey, I graduated from School of Arts. You know, I came out. I tell everybody, I came out 88. It was a great year.
Okay, I was 85, John.
Okay, I went to Glenville. 91.
Glenville, my wife is probably jumping up and down right now if she's watching.
Yeah, that's right. Glenville, big GB.
I think y'all was like a robot, right?
Oh, you know, I went to the greatest high school in Northeast Ohio, man. Home of the mighty Mustangs. That's Maple Heights High School. Graduated 07.
The man's got a horse.
Hey, we won a state championship before the Tar Blooders did.
No. Probably in your lifetime.
Probably
in your lifetime. You better recognize who the fuck you talking to.
Glenville boys got the most pride, man. Yeah. Glenville think they run the world, man. Y'all got Ted Ginn. Yeah. Who else y'all got? Ted. Y'all got Ted.
Harvey, mate.
Y'all got Ted Ginn.
Hey, Steve Harvey.
Yeah, Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey went to Glenville.
The dude who played Superfly.
Oh, this dude, bro.
He went to school with my daddy. They looked just alike. Back in my daddy had, you see my daddy? He had that long ass hair back in the day.
Go down there and get me a.
You better touch a lock on my beautiful head.
Go down there and get my comb.
Come out of Glenville, though.
Oh, yeah, Glenville is big. Glenville is big. Don't hate.
No. Much love for the Ville.
Much respect.
They open up the pipeline, man, for a lot of different things, man. Not only just sports, but just a lot of things the city they put on. So.
Did any of y'all ever get a player to get a street named after him? Like Oakley did?
No, you're right.
I'm just saying. He's from John Hay.
But Oakley stayed on 123rd Superior down the street from me, so he. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Charles on the 12 tray, baby, all day, baby.
Okay.
And what street did Oakley get? What was that? Where was it at? You don't even know?
Somewhere around there, man. Somewhere over there by
Anybody know where Oakley Street at?
It had to be somewhere by Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? Put all the brothers street up. Right.
It's a dead end street. I don't know. I ain't had a laundry on Charles.
He had a laundry.
Charles Oakley.
I ain't never drove down Charles Oakley Drive. Hey, it's no shade, Charles, but I don't know where your fucking street at, man.
Charles gonna be outside there motherfucking looking for y'all. He talking about his street like that.
Charles Oakley swing on you and
You're
shit.
lying, he'll swing in a minute.
That's probably why so much violence on the street.
I want to say his streets in East Cleveland, man.
It probably is, man.
I know he had a laundromat.
Yeah, I remember the laundromat back in the day. Yeah, the laundromat.
And the car wash.
Yeah, and the car wash. That was all the East Cleveland. Didn't he have the fantasy too? Was that his?
I think he was like part owner of that.
Yeah, he was part owner of that back in the day. You know, that's before your time.
Yeah, I about to say it before I was a thought.
But all right, that was the Ratchet news, man. I just got to do one thing real quick, cause as everybody know, I tend to go out a lot, and I'm at
no exaggeration.
I like to have a nice, drink here and there, and I know a lot of females as friends.
Okay.
And we go out. When you out, you drink and everything. Sometimes I'm a habitual drink buyer. Okay. I buy drinks and everything. But the one thing that I hate, is when a woman come up to you and say, "You ain't gonna buy me a drink."
Ooh.
Yeah, that's an instant turn off for me. It's like,
it's like, okay, you couldn't let me offer it to you. And like, you ain't shit. You can't even buy me a motherfucking drink. And they getting all in this, they attitude and shit. That's corny to me. It's like, why should I have to buy you a drink? I mean, are you gonna give me some ass? I mean, here's
we negotiating the contract.
If ladies, if you feel that you need to walk up to a guy and say, "Oh, you ain't gonna buy me a drink," or you feel like you just need to make it known that if he don't buy you a drink, he ain't shit or something, this is what I want you to do for me.
Sit your dumb ass down,
bitch. Public service announcement from the Vibe on air.
There you go.
So I'm about to introduce this man. He been talking already anyway. He came here and just sat in and just started running his mouth. But he actually is probably one of the leader, I should say, and the headliner, because his name on it, of probably the most successful band in Cleveland right now. They play a lot of gigs. He do a lot of venues. They well organized. They promote a lot, and he actually a funny dude. He a good dude too. When I ain't talking to him, right. Everybody else tell me a good dude. But it's my homeboy. I want y'all to give it up to the one and only Robert Hubbard of Hub Group.
What's happening, y'all? We got applause and everything. That's what's up. Hey,
we do it real. We keep it real at the bottom here. So Hub, we already know you. You okay? So you went to Hay, but you graduated from School of Arts. I want to say Heights for some reason. School of Arts. Now, what was the situation? So you started at Hay and then you transferred?
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you a quick story. So my dad talked me out. I was trying to play football. My dad talked me out playing football. He said, "Son, all it takes is for you to get hurt one time and your career is over. You need to have something else." I said, "Well, at least just my dad he's an old school bishop preacher kind of guy, and he wasn't into the sports that much, so he had no clue. The guys thought I was good. Coach Harris thought I was pretty cool. I was a freshman coming in there. He was moving me up to varsity, playing defensive tackle and defensive end. And he talked me out of it. So it was a big tear for me because I had to make a decision. Stay at Hay and try to play football, or go to School of Arts and do what my younger brothers were doing, the music thing, which I played drums. So I was trying to do both, y'all. I went down to the board. This is a true story. I went down to the board, asked them, I said, "Look, they right behind each other. We get out at this time from School of Arts. I can go right over to John A. The coach said it's fine, and I can play football." But I had to clear it through the board. The Board of Education said, "No, man." I cried on the bus ride all the way home. It tore me. I'm like, dude. Now when I'm older, I'm kind of upset. I could have been like my man Wayman Tibbs there. You know what I'm saying?
That's
They
right.
could have made it maybe to the pros. Then after that football season, career is over. Right on to the music. Okay. So there's a lot of guys that do it. So that's what happened to me, man. It was a big tear for me. But I think I love going to the school arts. It was now this gonna sound weird, but when you're a weird cat at a regular school where everybody's just regular school and they're not into the music.
Right.
So I was into all kind of music, classical, jazz.
And see, and at that time, that was a unique thing for you.
Yes. So I was weird.
I stood out.
I stood out and hey, like
right.
So once I got into the school of arts, I was like a regular person. You know what I'm saying?
You fit in.
I fit in. I was like, I could finally exhale, like, so I could be corny or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it was a great experience. I did 2 years there, and it changed my life, man.
Why you say it like you was in prison?
Hey, I mean, I'm just saying, I did 2 years there, man, and I finally was able to become myself. Not, like I was in prison and hey, I'm not the person.
Man, I did 2 years up there, man. But when I got out, man, I was rehabilitated and shit.
Wait, no, you know what? Be honest with you. That school is like a dreamland school because it has you dreaming. Y'all see, if anybody watched that movie Fame, it's really like that. It's like, man, they're telling like, this ain't the real world. You about to hit the real world. Once you leave school arts, you hit that real world. It's like, for real? This what real? Yeah, for real. Because I had to go get a job. The job at school arts was just doing music.
Right.
You go play all these different functions, and they take you all over the world. Just do. Then you got grown, had a kid. It's like, oh, bro, you got to go get a 9 to 5. 9 to 5? I play drums. So,
From that chicken in the fucking
Now, I'm somebody, I went to Glenville and I wanted to go to go to school arts. So I used to draw and, I used to write poetry and rhyme and all that shit. But my mom wouldn't know that.
She wasn't feeling it.
She wasn't feeling it at all. She wouldn't let me go audition for nothing. And somebody, I was trying to pick up the trumpet. She didn't want to buy me a trumpet either.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of people went into that music thing. A lot of people felt like, you wasn't gonna be able to make any money, or you gonna wind up on drugs. That whole musician thing, unless you was doing classical music, was a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Right. I was watching this since we talked about. I was watching Ray Charles movie last night, man, and. We just lost a couple of friends this Sunday. Bingo, rest in peace from the Rude Boys. And then there's another guy named TC from Philly. He lived in Atlanta. And so the conversation was about musicians and the church, and how the church beat up on so many musicians. You got to think about it, Little Richard. There's a couple of other ones I can't think of right over here, but there's a lot of turmoil going. So school arts for us. Huh?
James Cleveland.
Hey,
go back that far.
It goes way back. Where the church didn't really want you doing any other music but the church music, or if you was a musician. Right. So going to the school of arts was our outlet, me and my brother, because he was raised up in the church. It's our outlet to play other music. Because when we was first growing up, all we listened to, only R&B artists we could listen to was Michael Jackson.
Shout out
Jackson
to Rodney,
5.
by the way.
That's right. Michael Jackson.
I had to shout your brother out real quick.
Right.
Yeah, that's my dude, Rodney.
Yeah. Mr. He at Kent State now. He's his full-time student up there. He's a whole different guy. Wears penny loafers and ties and stuff. It's funny. I said, you went back to high school. He said, I'm back in high school, bro. But he's at college full-time now. He's doing his thing.
Now, I know, a lot of people, and everybody tell me their stories about how they started getting into gigging and doing shows and everything. Like, I hear Myron and Walt tell me their stories about how they was like 16 and 14 going to bars, playing with a bruiser.
Right.
They play with I can't get his name on my head for some reason. I know his name. God damn it.
Not Russell.
Russell Thompson.
Yeah.
I couldn't get
Now Russell.
And he had Myron and them out there at the bars with gigging, but they built him a foundation. When did you start gigging?
So I give all my club gigging. I did the school of arts and then I went to college for 2 years. I did the 2-year thing. No, y'all was cracking me about the 2 years. So I was in college for 2 years.
He had to change it up. He's
Another
like,
2 years upstate.
Yeah, 2 years of college in Texas, Jarvis Christian College. But the guy who put me out here was this guy named Skip Gibson.
Skip. I know Skip.
Y'all know Skip. He had a group called Finesse. And my mom, this is a true story too, man. My mom was selling Mary Kay and Tupperware. If you get so high on Tupperware, you get a station wagon. My mom got the V6, not the big one, the little smaller station wagon. And Skip called me for a gig. My mom took me to the gig where they talked to Skip. I never forget. And Skip said, "I'll call you as soon as we get done." And I did the gig with Skip. But Skip really put me on. My first major gig with him was I did a little spot. Then after they got me at this place called the Boarding House. You got to be old school. It was on Euclid, but it was the jazz spot. And I was playing with this guy named Lamar Gaines. So I was doing the old traditional Miles Davis, old school jazz, John Coltrane kind of stuff up there. And from there, he took me into the R&B world and started hanging out with this lady named Evelyn Wright. She's an old school, used to be at Lance's. That's when Lance used to have the happy hour on Friday. Used to be jumping. Friday night was Lance was the spot to be. So we used to do Lance's on Friday. Huh? JJ was there. Hold on, y'all remember Art Seafood?
Art Seafood, man.
Oh, yes, sir.
I don't remember Arts. I'm too young.
Hey, so those two spots, I was doing Boarding House, Lance's. Then every now and then I do the Reason Why. But I was playing with this lady named Evelyn Wright. So from there, that got me started getting more into the R&B. I was a jazz guy at heart, but Skip said, "No, you gotta learn how to." He called it funkin'. Play some funk. So that was more on the funk side. Evelyn. Let me step back. Before I did Evelyn and them, I did this lady named Marshall Baxter. You might not know. She was a blues chick. She was heavy set. She just sit in the chair and sing the blues.
Can she sing?
She could sing. Now check out where we was at. Phase 3.
Oh, right on Buckeye.
On Buckeye.
Yes,
Right on
dude.
Buckeye.
I was doing a Sunday night.
116.
Yes, I was doing that Buckeye. I started out with her and Skip, and then my really stepping up in the music game was with big brother Russell Thompson, and he really put a lot of young cats on, and trained us. He was different from the other guys. The other guys just talk nice to us.
Oh,
Russell's cussing us out. What the fuck y'all do?
I was about to say, Russell cussed everybody out.
Did you do your homework? And he would literally on stage and dog you. You feel like I thought he didn't like me at first. And then he called me for the next gig. I'm like, okay, why is he calling? Just to beat up on me, Right. But now, my first major gig out of Cleveland, I was playing with Russell at Art Seafood. And this play came in town called Good Man's Hard to Find.
Yeah.
And they all came out, checked out Russell, and snatched me up, man. And that's how I started hitting the road. That was my first national tour. Toured with them for 2 years, man.
How do you like the road?
How I like the road. Let me make sure my wife ain't watching. No, the road was great. Hey, man, it's the funniest thing. This is before cell phones really kicked in. So with the play, you go in the city.
Right.
You go in the city, you be there for a whole week. So you get there on Monday, and then Wednesday start the shows. You do Wednesday all the way through Sundays. So each city, man, when I first went out, each city, this is a funny story. And my mom, it's me and my mom's story. I call her, how you meet that special one? Every city. I said, Mom, I think this the one. She said, baby, I thought the other one was the one. She was the one for that city. This is the new city. So the road was cool, especially with the play. The play get you in trouble, man. And I was out with the play for 2 years. I did all right. I had a good time. I did all right.
So, we talked about the reason why and everything. That was a big man. Forecast used to really be at the reason
yes,
why
sir.
a lot too. And I was, at the beginning, I said that y'all wanted probably one of the premier bands in Cleveland, but I mean, you got Forecast too.
Forecast is the legendary group that been around forever. True story. This guy named Reggie Pittman. I was 16 or 17. Me and this guy named Lafayette Carthon. He's in Cleveland, guys. Lafayette Carthon was the MD for R. Kelly. We're on with he's on Michael Jackson's record. He's on Celine Dion's records. He's with the Winans. And he's right here. Matter of fact, he ain't too far from here, man. He lived still in the city of Cleveland. And anyway, me and this guy snuck in. This guy named Reggie Pittman snuck us in. The reason why in the back door, Ron was one of the owners. He when Hollis said, I'm just gonna have him at the back door. You know, that little small area. We had to stay in there. But our first group that was experiencing that kind of music, because we just like I said, we was that old school jazz. Because in school, that's what it's an art form. So that's what we played. So our first experience was Forecast, man. At 16, 17 years old. He said, what was that, man?
That's what I heard.
That
I'm telling you, that's what they
hey, my wife called it offbeat. She called it offbeat. I said, why? She said, I don't hear no
You ain't hear that.
She said, so it's offbeat to me. I can't find how to clap my hands on that.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. Would you play that fiddle?
But yeah, so Forecast, and then you got Horns and Things. So Forecast, they ain't gonna tell you, but they like 40 years old. The band is. Yeah. They're about 40 years old, yo.
Get out of here.
And then Horns and Things are probably like 35. 35-ish, so they've been around. They was grown men back then. So, I know Lil, if he watching, he like, really, huh? But they 40 years old, man. I grew up watching them,
That's cool, man. They still doing their thing, right?
Man, doing their thing, man. So you got the two originals, is Lim Adams, who plays the vibes, and the bass player, Gary Stevens.
Okay.
Yeah, I know there was a different lineup back when I was younger and I wasn't checking them out. But let's talk about your lineup.
Okay.
Who do you got? Who is part of the group now?
So the lockdown crew is George Granville. He's now with Pieces, playing auxiliary boards, and Tony Watson, who's now with Pieces. So it's just us three. Our bass player.
And when you say Pieces, you mean Pieces of a Dream.
Pieces of a Dream, yeah. So they on the road with Pieces of a Dream. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. So let me be clear, y'all. Old school Pieces of a Dream. They still touring. They celebrating 40 years in the business too. So they only, I think that 40 year tour right now. And so those are my two main guys. Our bass player just took a hiatus because he's going back to get his education. He needed to take care of some things, so he said he needed to chill. So, John. So that was our most recent member. Right now, I'm just floating through bass player because we got great talent in Cleveland. So I got a couple of different guys that I use with the band. But my core guys that are, this Hub's group is George Granville and Tony Watson.
Well, if you ever need a bass player, holler at me.
I'm actually picking up the bass.
I can't
now.
play it, but I'll damn sure make it check.
I've had Walt show me a couple of things.
Now see, you brought up Walt. Now Walt was with me for 19 years, man. 20 years, man. We got Walt straight out of high school. I made him audition. I had a group called Moments Notice. He came up to me. When I go back, I still see him as he's still small, but the little boy Walt. And I go all the way back there, and he like, yeah, man.
Yeah, that's man.
I said, you need a bass player, man. I said, yeah, you play bass? Yeah, and I play guitar, but I play bass too. I said, well, here go 2 songs. Next month, learn, because they was hard songs. And I was giving them a month. And that joker came back the next week. Hey, man, I know them songs. I was like, okay, but we got somebody. He said, you said, if I learn these songs, I said, well, all right, we're going to pull them songs. And man, that dude knocked them songs out. And ever since, we just been rolling together for years, man. So, and now he's my brother-in-law. So
right. Cool. And he touring with Babyface, Tony Braxton, and whoever else.
Wow. Yeah.
And
do his thing.
I forgot. He used to play saxophone.
Eddie Backus. No.
He used to on 116.
He went to
his father. Yeah,
Eddie Backus, blind. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Eddie. I just did a show. His mom. Rest in peace. His mom just passed. So he lived in Maryland, and he came here in Cleveland. Just did a show together, impromptu show. We still had a great turnout. We had like 4 days to advertise.
How's he doing?
He's doing good, man. Actually, he's coming back December 23rd. Shameless plug. December 23rd. 23rd. We're doing a Christmas concert with Eddie Backus. I'll let y'all know. Yeah, it's that Friday before Christmas. Christmas on Sunday.
I remember the first time I bumped into y'all when I started trying to, do the open mic thing, and the band y'all had at the time was you.
Oh, we had the band.
Steve Fowler.
Yeah.
Walt. And it was somebody. No, it was Tony. Yeah,
Tony been with me.
Yeah. That was when y'all was at y'all was killing.
Listen,
Steve Fowler on keys and singing.
Now see, this the thing. Yeah,
we had playing bass and sometimes singing.
Yeah, dude, we had a band, dude. And the band was really unique. Because most of the jazz bands didn't have vocals; they just played instrumentals.
Right.
But when Steve said, "Hey, man, I'll sing for you," and played, it just gave us a whole nother uniqueness.
Wow.
So we had
to another level.
yeah, and so my brother-in-law who walked, he sang too.
Okay.
And so we had some great shows, and that really kind of pushed the whole Hubs Groove name up there. Because everybody was like, "Man, you getting the best of both worlds. You get some singing, get some jazz, and all the guys we look decent." You know what I'm saying? So it was a great situation.
And this was like right after too. Like they had just did both of them just did TV.
Yeah. So they was with the band before they went to TV, and then they both Steven went on. Steven went to American Idol.
He came.
Walt
was on
Walt was making
these bands.
Yeah, man. So when they came back, it just blew the band up, man.
Well, you see what Steve did.
Yeah.
Steve took off to another level.
Shout out to Steve Fowler. Shout out to Walt Barnes.
Yes, sir.
I know Steve don't like me mentioning his American Idol day.
But now it's over. He probably should be cool.
Yeah.
But
He should be cool.
You've had like a collection of like great singers too, though, because I know you did with Will Blaze.
Yep.
And you had Shamira for a while.
Yep.
Who else you deal with? I know
Shamir Stacy. Sarah's
girl.
girl.
Yeah,
Sarah's girl.
Yeah,
man, I'm gonna tell you who just really showed out. We was fortunate we got the call to open up for the Prince tribute at the IX Center.
Oh, I know you're talking about already.
Man, listen, I got that
did the
call. I'm
show
sitting
here.
there like, you want us to do what? They say, listen, y'all, we only did we didn't really do a Prince tribute when we first did one, like some months back. So when the guy called me, I was like, oh, sure, yeah, I can do a Prince tribute. I'm sitting there like, dude, we ain't doing a Prince tribute. But anyway, so I didn't know who I was going to call on vocals to do the Prince thing. So I called one young man, and he was kind of tied up.
Okay.
But once he saw the flyer, and I know once he saw that flyer, he's like, oh, man, because he called me back like everything changed. But the guy I wound up getting was from the Cats. Anybody remember that group, the Cats?
Stan Edward Moore.
Man, this guy, Stan Edward Moore.
Stan did the show before you got on here. Stan, he the lead singer of the Cats. I'm not a man of many words.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah.
That dude.
Dude, let me tell you.
Shout out to Stan with his crazy.
IX Center is a huge place. Sheila E., when we walked in, Sheila E. on stage, because Sheila E. and Morris Day, we had come on before them. They said, well, we want you all to do some Prince songs and keep it high energy. So we had one rehearsal and a prayer, and we kept the people on their feet for 30 minutes. We did our thing, man. And the thing was, now this is what tripped me out. Now, when you think about Morris Day and Prince, you think it's a black show.
Right.
Man, it was more whites in there.
Wow.
And then I think it had something to do with the IX Center.
Prince transcended color. He
He
transcended.
did.
He did whatever.
Hey, man, them people knew these songs. Stan get to singing these songs. They said, y'all sing it. They were singing. It was like, and it was a great Stan gave a great job. We had Joey Green.
Oh, yeah, Joey Green.
Miss
Great bass player.
Yeah, what's her name? In the Pips.
Oh, Gladys Knight.
Gladys Knight. He played Gladys Knight,
He
the
played
bass
Gladys
player.
Knight.
So he's in
Shout out to Joey
Cleveland.
Green. That's my dude.
And my dude Mike Austin played with, because my guys was out on the road.
That's another dude that y'all had an incarnation of a band with Mike Austin.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
What was it? The Mike and H or the
Yeah, Hub and Mike project, H&M project.
H&M project.
Yeah, we do all try to mix it
Austin
up.
is a crazy dude.
Your thing probably blowing up when you said that, like, yeah. Yeah, that's what. Do you had a question? I thought you was about to ask.
Oh no. Well, since you gave me the opportunity, we just you going back. You've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
Is there any, I would say, influences that you would probably want to shout out? Somebody who probably, you say you've been doing this since high school. Is there anybody who really influenced you to really keep that thing going and keep motivating you, and maybe just made you want to take it next level and Well, when I was little, I was the daydreaming kind of guy. Okay.
I got in school. I got in trouble at school. I'm talking about first grade, because I'd be in the clouds dreaming about I used to think something was wrong with me. People was like, you a show off. You know how you meet that little kid when the little kid was the show off? And so I tell people now is when you have a show off kid, it ain't that they show off. They might have this gift. And when I realized I had this gift, now it took me 35 years to realize, okay, this is a gift you have. You like to entertain. I'm a musician, but I love entertaining. Dude, I love to make you smile. If I gotta do a flip to get you to smile, I'm gonna do that flip to get you to smile. If I gotta do this, do that, whatever. And I figured that I said, man, all this time I thought people was, they used to be like, yeah, you just a show off. You all just want all this attraction. And I said, no, I really enjoy seeing people smile. I like to get paid, but at the end of the day, if I get paid and you ain't smile, I feel bad. I get real musicians, if they can't get into their craft and get people into their man, come on, all that money go away, man. You like, man, I don't need the money. I gotta make sure these people can laugh and they enjoying what I do. You know what I'm saying? So I realized that I'm gonna say about 2 years ago, like I'm an entertainer. I really love entertainment. So biggest influence was people like Michael Jackson, of course. Everybody gonna say Michael. Prince. Now this gonna throw you off a little bit. This group called Kiss. Of course. Man, listen, dude. Of course. Dude.
Four Jewish dudes that put on face makeup.
Right. I played the drums. I'm like, yeah.
To a whole nother level.
Big long
Right. You just go in. You just go in, So when I was little, I looked at them. I liked old shows, the Carol Burnett shows with the singing. I even like Hee Haw because they had some good singing. Then what's that other one? There was that one. I forget.
Nah.
Yeah. I used to watch all that stuff.
Why did you leave me?
Oh, yeah. Why'd you need to find time to leave me, Lucille?
I searched the world over and thought about you left.
Right. So all that stuff.
My favorite person on Hee Haw was always Conway Twitty.
Is that the fat guy?
Conway Twitty was had big hair and shit. He just was singing. They show him a lot on Family Guy now.
Okay.
Conway Twitty, but he was singing. If you learn, basically because he was getting it. He sang. He had soul, country soul though, but he sang back then. Hey, but that's Hee Haw.
Yeah, all that stuff influenced me back then. You know what I'm saying? I missed it. We don't have no kind of shows for our kids all we have is Beyonce on YouTube. Yeah. My daughter is back on. Listen. No, I got a daughter, y'all, and she part of the Beehive or whatever it's called. Okay. So I had to drive her all the way to Philly. Wow. Driving all the way to Philly, so I thought I was going to be able to get in too, because I said, well, I'll drive you, then I'll buy my ticket when I get there. Right. Man, we couldn't get close to the arena. I didn't know they was playing in the arena. I'm thinking, in a regular hall, or Coliseum. Right. Eagles Arena, whatever it's called. Dude, my daughter had to walk. It's raining. Yeah. She had to walk half a mile to get to the venue because I couldn't get no closer.
Yeah, I don't think Beyonce doing no halls no more.
No. And then my daughter said in this concert, it rained the whole concert. My daughter stayed the whole show. Of course. Oh yeah. The whole show. Mm-hmm. And so it that's how they are. They on the Beehive. I said, baby, there's some other music out here. She's like, okay, but Beyonce on. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's cool. But I had several influences. Then as 15. When I turned 15, I got a chance to meet this guy named Art Blakely in the Jazz Messengers. He was at Tri-C. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know nothing about jazz. Mm-hmm. I knew about rock and roll and R&B. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so my buddy's like, come on down to Tri-C. I went down there, met this guy, Art Blakely. He explained what jazz music was to him. I said, that's what I want to do. He just said, it comes from the creator to your mind, to your heart, from you to the people. He said, that's what jazz is to me. I said, that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I want God give me this thing. It comes from me, and it touch people, and people feel good. I said, that's what I want to do. So my first jazz record was Wynton Marsalis. He was the cat at the time, back in the day. So I got all into Wynton Marsalis. This was when I was at Hey Man. Wow. And I had one other guy who was into jazz at Hey. It was just me. I forgot it. I want to say his name Curtis, and we all dressed.
Did he play piano?
Nah, what Curtis played? He played trumpet. If I'm not mistaken, this guy named Curtis played trumpet.
Kenny is what I'm thinking about. Played the keyboard.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back at John.
You might have knew my cousins then. They went to Hay. Hubbard, Terry Hubbard, Lawrence Hubbard.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I did. They went to Hay,
Yeah, I went to Hay. But yeah, so Winton was a big influence. His drummer, Jeff Tane Watts, a big influence as far as the music game. But what made me want to do this music thing and be straight up with y'all, the group thing was I got a chance to go on tour with a group called Changing Faces. This is it might bore you, but it's the true story. When I was Changing Faces.
You talking about the two ladies with the R. Kelly?
You mind if I stroke you? So we went to all right, okay. Y'all like that stuff? I'll give you another story. So my first tour with them, we was rehearsing in New York to go to Europe. We didn't know who was touring with it in Europe. Turned out to be we touring with Aaron Hall.
What? Wow.
It's Changing Faces, Aaron Hall's headline, Changing Faces, and 16-year-old Usher.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. That's epic.
Usher was riding my bus, man. I got a picture of Usher at 16, yo. I took it and never knew that he would blow up. You know, I just said, man, we get on the elevator, let's take a picture. He took a picture, and I snapped it, and I still got it. It's a little blurry, but it's still, you know, it's him.
Right.
And if I see him, I was like, dude. And how we remember this tour, we almost got deported because the promoter didn't want to pay. The guy that brought us over didn't want to pay for our working permits. And so we always over there in line, and we on vacation. Now, you had like 20-something black folks. We ain't all on no vacation. No way, man, this is my first time over there in 95. It was 1995. I was on my way. First time over there.
Promotion.
Hey, black folks hey, this is the funny thing. No matter where we go, black folks is the same way, anywhere you go. Because I was over there like, what?
We on vacation.
Dude, they like, oh,
that's
yeah.
your daddy.
So we had to come up to, you know, normally you have a visa, you have a work. If you over there at work, you go to have a work permit with your passport. You know, and say, hey, I'm over here. They was like, no, I'm just telling you over here visiting. You know, and you just. So we had it all go. I was scared. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, if I don't make it back, just know I'm right here. I want to say I was in Munich. I don't know where I was at. I was in somewhere, wherever it was. And you know, over here, we didn't see live ammo. With like the big old gun. I'm over there. I walked up and this dude was like this, and I'm like,
they cock locked and ready.
And so it's just nothing but us black folks and all of them. I said, I left my people alone. I said, in case some go down, they gonna get got. But yeah, so
it was a janky promoter on the tour that big that had Aaron Hall and Changing Faces.
Dude, listen. We were supposed to do 4. I think it was 4 shows. We wound up doing 2 shows. Wow. The 3rd show was supposed to be Valentine's Day. Man, listen, it was like a movie. They come waking us up like, yo, get your stuff. I'm like, what's up? Pack up. Meet us in Sharice's room. That's when Changing Face. Meet us in Sharice's room too, so whatever her room is. So we all run over to her room. We in a corner room. Everybody like, and you got background singing. Everybody like, what's up? It's like the promoters never paid, never took care of what they were supposed to take care of so we can do the show. They trying to deport us. We're like, what? Dude, so we up there in the room. They said we finna call the taxis. And so, you know, when you're in London, we in London. You know, everything they drive, you know, the steering wheel on the other side. Right. We get 2 taxis. One taxi put all the luggage in. The other taxi, everybody. We just laughed up. Everybody just it was like a movie going down the freeway. We're like, I say, and this is your first time over there experiencing this. Wow. And I'm sitting there like, are you serious? And I'm like, Jesus, you know, I'm a church boy first. Jesus, God, just give me home. I'm praying. We get to the airport, so we like, yeah. We get to the airport, we think everything good. We want to check these bags. We's like, come on, we try to get this last plane out of here. Man, so they have us open the bags. We get it. We finally make it to the plane. And we get to that plane, everybody like, yeah. It was like, hold it down. We ain't took off yet. Right. Man, hey, that was my first, and I had just got married, so it was my first time, and I was going to miss my first Valentine's with my wife, so I was like, yo, we get to get home early. Let's go, you know, get to New York. We all happy. I missed my flight from New York to Cleveland. I had to stay the night in New York. Yeah, but other than that, man, it was an experience I'll never forget. But what made me want to do the band thing? I went all around there. Take it all your time.
Well, let's hold up on that. I want to take a quick pause real quick so we can get a chance to stretch our legs and go into the story. Because you probably one of the funniest guests I had on here so far. I mean, you can bring some stories with you.
I hope they ain't too corny putting y'all to sleep, man.
Oh, man, chill out, man.
Experience.
You are tuned into the hottest radio show in the world, bro. YouTube, streaming live, this is the broadcast live. This is the Vibe on Air. Mr. D's, the open mic king, comedian JJ Johnson, J ROCKA, talk to Hub here tonight. If you're on Facebook, keep tuning in. We're going to take a pause right now on YouTube. We'll be back. Call in if you want to talk to Hub, 216-526-1555.
This is Stand Up with More from Cleveland's Own Cats, and you're tuned in to the Vibe on Air.
If it isn't
tuned in to the Vibe on Air. Mr. Deeds, the open mic king, comedian JJ Johnson, and J ROCKA in the building. We vibing. We got Hub Groove, he in the building, and he doing his thing. Now we was talking a little bit about Hub, about the band thing. By the way, Leonard Sigurd track. Shout out to Leonard Sigurd, Fat Land, whatever you go by, Lenny Bear. I ain't calling no grown man Lenny Bear. I'm doing them videos like you be doing that one dude. I ain't gonna say his name. But let's talk about the band, the band thing. You got into the band thing. You started doing your thing and with the bands.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, with the band, what maybe really want to push the band, and I started actually. My first band was called Moment's Notice in 1996. I got married in '94, and I was with Changing Faces. And so what pushed me to do it was Changing Faces was supposed to go out on tour. So if they watch it, supposed to go out on tour for 3 months, yo. And
are they still together?
I seen some stuff they, on Facebook here and there. They do shows, because that money come, they gotta go get it.
Gotta get it.
So they was supposed. They still look good though. They look good. Oh, yeah? I was surprised. Yeah, they look good. The slim one is a little thicker now. The smallest one. But
can I meet him?
I ain't talked to him in years, yo. I ain't talked to him in years. No, no, I ain't got their number. So they canceled the tour. Put it like that. Okay. And I just got married, had a baby on the way, man. And I said, "Forget this bullcrap going on the road. I need some, some money now, right? So I went and got a job and started putting a group of guys together. My first band was called Moments Notice. It had Eddie Backus Jr., this guy named David Heeman, my brother Rod, and this guy named Clifford Colson, who was with Gerald Levert. Mm-hmm. And I had all of them in the band. We was all doing the rocking that band. And we started out playing at this club called 6th Street Under. Anybody remember 6th Street Under?
That was the date bar, the first date bar back when I was there.
Right. So 6th Street Under. So we got our first gig there, and I did Moments Notice for a long time, and then we had to change the name because some legal issues. So we went to Straight to the Point. And did that with Eddie Backus, changed members, got Rob White from the White House Band was in the band. And then later on, this guy named Tony Polizzi. Yeah, Tony blew up. He's in LA, playing with everybody. His latest big gig he's been doing is number 2 guitar for George Benson. So, all the guys in the band doing super well who came through the band, doing super well for themselves now. So what keeps me going, man, really is now this is what I do for a living. I'll be honest with you. Now, when at the beginning it was just something I like to do, and I put it like this: I had another gig. I was working for one of the largest African American churches in Cleveland. I won't mention their name, and so
yeah, we all know pretty much.
Yeah. So my brother was the minister of music there, and my brother quit. When my brother quit.
I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say.
Lord. When he quit, the pastor felt some need to fire me. Like I was tied to my brother, like, yo, and he just fired me. So when I was at the word church, I had a great salary because I was doing work. I already said the church. So I was doing at the word church. So we out there. Hey, so y'all know what you're burning. Hey, ain't no secret. right there it is. Hey, this is on air. I'm just keeping it 100. So see, I didn't say his name. So anyway, so he when that ended. When I was there, though, I had 2 other churches that I was working with. So I had a real nice income. God blessed me to, when I was there, get my credit together, get my money together. And so me and my wife built a home.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. But when I built the home, this dude fired me. Wow. And I just bought the truck I got out there rolling right now. That was like 2008. I'm still rolling in this sucker. It's still rolling. But I had just bought that brand new off the ground, off the floor. You know what I'm saying? My first brand new truck. And he felt like he had to fire me. So Hubs Groove became my baby.
That's all right.
And I had some good guys, and I didn't know what else to do. I knew I played drums, and I wasn't in the scene to go on the road, so I had to try to make this work for me. And so linked up with the guys in the band. Did Eddie Backus move, and then Tony was here, and Tony got in the band. And the weird thing, Steve ever tell you how he got in the band?
No.
All right, so Steve wasn't our keyboard player. Steve was just a keyboard player at the time. We was just doing studio work. Was working on other people's records. Me, Walt, and Steve was a little crew do people's records for him. And so we was out in Pittsburgh, and I had a vocalist. And the vocalist came and was like, yo, I had no more voice. I was like, oh, they expecting you to sing. Steve said, man, I'll sing if you want me to. I said, for real? He's like, yeah, I don't know, like, cause Steve was coming out of the church too, so he only like knew 2 or maybe 3 R&B songs. They was Donny Hathaway songs though, like Stevie Wonder songs. And that dude opened his mouth, place went bananas. And after that, it just changed the whole dynamic. I said, shoot, why am I paying this lady this other money when I don't need her no more. Right. I just need it for her. So, and that's how Steve and the group just took off and had some greats. I wish I knew what I know now back then, because I would have just made sure we recorded and put that stuff out. You know, because the group we had then, we just had a great. I mean, the band is tight now. Right, we had a real unique blend back then. And it was, nobody else was doing the jazz. Now people doing the jazz and the vocals, but nobody was really doing it like how we was doing it.
Because I ended up taking some of your people for my open mic night.
Right, yeah.
I had Steve and Walt with Myron.
Yep.
And then it was a band with no name. But when Hub Groove, y'all changed the game. What was I about to ask you? I got a question for you. I got a good question for you. It's a very good question. So let's talk about that $20 million that you were talking about to me earlier when I just played. What about them 35 kids?
Yes.
No, but
I got 5, just 5.
You was talking about
yeah, we get to 30. I got 5.
You was talking about you a church boy and everything, and most musicians I know, especially in Cleveland, even out of Cleveland, everybody is everybody has their church gigs. Everybody, church is where most musicians are getting most of their money.
From now, yeah. It didn't used to be that way.
Right. But what makes it different now? I mean, why is it such a big thing now? What is it that different now?
Well, okay, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's this guy named Tony Hunt, man. He's from Cleveland. He's back in Cleveland, but he went to Saginaw, Michigan. He changed the game. He made pastors in Cleveland have to step up their pay, because he was having cats come all the way to Saginaw and paying them really well to play at his church up there. So once this guy named Tony Hunt made the prices go up, all these other churches were missing their musicians because they were trying to go to Saginaw. So all the churches' finances, they had to start paying musicians more. And then what we found out was that's the most steadiest gig in the world. Church don't close for nothing. When I was at the Word, Vernon said to me, he's like, yo, that's why I had a truck. My brother had a truck. I had a truck. He's like, look, my whole team, all I need is Hub. He was talking about my brother. He's like, I had a truck because I was like, and the other musicians, I think we all had trucks, man. He's like, we got 4-wheel drive. We going to be here. Y'all just need to show up if y'all want to come to church. His thing was he wasn't closing the church for nothing. Snow blizzards, whatever. He was going to be there, Right. And so it became the most steadiest gig that we had, and a lot of churches started, when church back in the day used to have just Sunday, that's it. Bible study used to just be like a classroom kind of thing.
Right.
They changed it. They started incorporating music in all their services. Even back in the day, they had one service was just maybe an a cappella service or just an organ, old school hymn service. Right. Now all 3 or 4 services they have live instrumentation. So it's a good steady income. So now that's the main income for musicians, even better than some guys than the road,
Because I know it's a lot of dudes that got like multiple church gigs, and they and that's pretty much their life.
Yeah, they just.
I know some dudes that got like maybe 4 or 5 church gigs in a week.
Yeah, hey man, they do, and they just go and play from church to church. They do a 7-day Venice on Saturday. They do Sunday. They do Tuesday. Somebody have a Bible study on Tuesday. Somebody might have a Bible study on Wednesday. They choir rehearsal on Thursday. Right. They might just do a gig on Friday and Saturday. I mean, when I was at the Word Church, I did at first I used to do like 2 services. Then I went down to 1 service on Sunday. It was the 8 o'clock service because the other drummer was complaining like, man, I get up every morning. I like to sleep in, at least come to the later service. I said, first I was upset. Then I said, that means I could go do some other churches because I'm done at 9. So I could go do a 10 o'clock and a 12 o'clock.
Right.
So I was making, look, when I tell y'all, on Sunday, I made what people made a week on that Sunday because I had 3 services back to back. Boom, boom, boom. I was good. I didn't even have to do a gig back then because that Sunday hit was enough. And then if I had gigs during the week, that was just extra money. So it was coming in, man. So
I know because I was a deacon at church.
you know.
Because you got the deacon hat.
But yeah, so that's a steady income. You got that deacon hat.
I'm a hat sis. But I know it's like, I say, you get a lot of the musicians, they heavy in the church, they do their church gigs, and then they got their nighttime gigs, they got the club gigs and stuff. And the club gigs obviously not paying as much as the church gigs, but you have your own niche now.
Yeah.
Because you got the relationship with the Clarion and everything, and you do your monthly thing.
Right.
It sounded weird saying monthly
thing.
thing.
Yeah. Monthly show.
Yeah, you do your monthly show.
Yeah.
Talk about that show. Let's talk about that show.
I was doing it. I did it. Yeah, I did it for 2010 to 2013 or 14 at the Clarion. Every first Friday we was out there. It was a faith move, man. I was at what's the place on Noble? Used to be on Noble. The older guy had it. It was real nice. Coming up the hill, right across the street from GE, and he had not Tuckers. What's the dude's name? What's his name?
You talking about Sunny Spot?
No.
You talking about the Colombo Room?
Right next to the Colombo Room. What is?
Fireside.
No, it was right next to it. The Colombo Room right here is connected. The same owner. Anyway, his spot.
Right, one strap.
Luther's, Arthur's, or something. He had a weird name, but it was his spot. So I had to do a gig there. Now I'm living out in Bedford. So I got to drive all the way back to Bedford. Some say, go out to that hotel you keep looking at. I was like, dude, it's 12 o'clock at night. I'm hearing something talk to me. I'm like, bump it. So I roll out to this hotel. This is straight up, man. I'm a spiritual kind of guy. So I believe in, I'm listening. So I'm saying, cool, I'm just going to go. I know I'm weird. I'm just going to listen to this. I went out to this hotel, man. This is on some real stuff. So people, when you hear some stuff, if y'all listening to this radio interview, when you hear some stuff, don't think you crazy. That's some bull crap. Sometimes a spirit will share some stuff with you. It could be your great grandma, somebody that you don't see that's trying to hook you up to something. So anyway, I go out there, bro. This is a straight story. I go out there, I talk to the bartender. I said, man, how big is this place? How many people see? He said, 200, 300. He said, man, you know what? The GM is sitting right here. Now, what place GM is at their hotel 12 o'clock midnight? And she's sitting there having her little cocktail. And I'm saying, oh, snap. So I said, hey. She said, well, she's a little tipsy. She takes me on to where, it tells you how many people are allowed. And she said, but we do way more than that. What you thinking about? I said, I want to do a jazz concert out here, She's like, well, hey, give me your card. Give me a call Monday. Like, boom. And I did. I called her Monday. We met Tuesday. We started the first Fridays. We started out with probably like 60 to 80 people. And then from that 60 to 80 people, we went to probably 200. And we came out of the lounge, went to the ballroom. And so we stayed between 250 and 300. And that just started that whole Hub's Groove. We set ourselves apart. What we became a promoting team, a concert team. It was all in one. And so that's what happened out there, man. When that did that, and now where is that now? I don't have to play in certain clubs. A lot of club owners don't like me because I don't take the same stuff that other people might take. Right. So they really don't feel me at all. But I'm trying to tell musicians, man, bump all that. Come and make this money. Like, because they can't dictate to me how long I play. They want you to play all them 3 hours. I'm like, dude, we play an hour, and these people are happy. They got to entertain. All this other stuff is just overflow for you to try to keep people to make some money. He ain't making no extra money. So anyway, I did that always for like 3 or 4 years out there, and then they had a new GM. He wanted to change some stuff up. And so I've been back out there since then. We went out to Solon to Terry Macklin's. And that was a gamble to try to do stuff out there. But that went well. I did that for about a year until he shut down. So now what I've been doing, I got this little small hall in Walton Hills. They're like, why you always so far out? I said, I just get hooked up with these spots. I'm not, trying to be out there. If I can find something nice here to work with me, that everybody feels safe and comfortable, I'll do it. So right now I got a little small hall, seats about 200, Walton Hills, nice big parking. It's connected to a church. Some people don't like it, but it's a hall that you don't even come in the church area. You just come over here. They let me use their hall, and you can have.
So why people don't like it?
Some people like, well, I don't feel comfortable drinking in church. I said, you ain't in the church. You go to St. Aloysius and go to the cabaret. Yeah, like, so why you can't come in? It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Or St. Thomas Hall, but it's me. It's like, it's too. I said, y'all don't even go. You don't even see the sanctuary or the church part because you come in a whole different way. But I've been out there for about like 6-7 months, and it's been doing all right. Yeah, I got 2 more shows there, and I think then I'm looking for another venue. But yeah, so that's how that whole thing took off and blew up, and the little Hubs Groove, if you want to call it fever or whatever, took off for us.
I didn't call it fever.
Yeah.
No, but let me ask you, because you're talking about how bars don't really pay musicians or any entertainer really what they work, because bars now they want to nickel and dime everybody.
Right. Yeah.
And you made your own niche to where now you get what you want. A lot of people are like most musicians are only making $70 a night at a bar, which ain't really a lot for what you're doing for as long as you're playing. What advice could you give to some of these musicians who are out here gigging at some of these bars and not really, because you get some of these, like it's some groups that have like 6 or 7 to 8 to 10 people in their band and they splitting $300.
Yeah, you gotta cut that out, man. And I'm a big firm believer of a door charge to see me. The reason is people you don't mind paying to see me.
Hello.
So, I mean, and then it's hard, Man, it's hard. People got to make a living, so they got to do what they got to do. Right now, certain clubs one club got 2 bands a night now on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? And for a musician, that's great. Now they can work. They ain't working the main time. They can work the earlier set.
Right.
The only thing to me it kills you because you can't go and rent a hall and say I'm gonna charge admission because everybody saw you all this month long for free.
Right.
And now you trying to come and say, hey man, you can't even ask for $5.
Yeah,
like, what I'm gonna pay $5 for? I'll just come up to so and so. I'm gonna see you for free. That's the same thing. Now, this is the biggest problem I have with me playing at Jack's Racino, but they pay real good. So just give it a 1. So what I have to do now, hey, they pay real good, dog.
Hold up, did you hear? I said, but they pay real good.
They pay real good.
His eyes turned like,
hey man, they pay real good.
Big and turned like a different shade of white.
But what I had to do, I couldn't do it because the guy was trying to get me to do like every month. He's like, okay, we're gonna book you. I said, can't do every month. We can do every other month or every other month. And then I have to make it like it's a special thing. So my new thing when I'm at Jack's, so if y'all know, and some of the people, because this lady told my dude, George, told him at the barbershop, he's like, yeah, we got a show at the Clarence. She's like, I'm not paying $10 to see y'all. Y'all gonna be at this sound in 2 weeks. He said, wow. I said, that's why I don't do this gig that much, because that's what they say to me. Why come pay $10? And we try to tell them we don't give you the same show we do at this or now when you pay the money. To them it don't matter. It's the same band, same thing. So we only do what we do is call that our fan appreciation night.
Right.
And I do it like every 2 months. I might come up in there now. Now this is me smart thinking. Work slows down in the fall, so then I picked up. Back to back, I do a November and a December out there because it's Christmas time. You had
to dig me.
So I mean, you gotta think smart. You gotta find out how to fight your battles.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I've done open mic nights and I've done some venues where we had to pay it. We had the door. The problem is with, and I hate to say it, with niggas, is that $5, and you want to get in a fight over $5.
Yeah.
Because it's a band.
Yeah.
You don't want to pay $5 to hear a band that's live music. And you can't pay $5, but you could go pay $25 to go in and then buy $85 to $100 to $250 bottles of Bel Air, but you can pay $5.
No, they ain't gonna pay. They ain't gonna do it. You gotta. I'm gonna tell you why.
Back to my word that I've been saying since I started the show: the degradation of black folks.
But they won't do it, and this is the real reason I think. Why? Why should I pay $5 when I can see you for free at such and such a spot?
Exactly.
And with such and such a spot. If we all, if the club owners, restaurant owners, all came together and said, hey, all our spots is $3, $5, or something like that, and they stick together on as far as live entertainment, then they're like, everybody would get a grasp of it, like, okay.
Even better if musicians got together and stopped taking short money and try to undercut each other.
Yeah, that too.
If they would stop doing that and just set a precedent, it'd be a better place for live entertainment.
It could
As
be.
a comedian, I can tell you right now, you get underbidded so
all the time.
Underbidded so much. I mean, you throw out there, hey, this is my number, but you'll have another comedian that's not as known as you are, and they will come out and throw. And they'll be like, okay, well, this guy's cheap.
Because you might have J.J. Johnson up there and he ready to pay, but all of a sudden Baldhead Fred coming with $25.
Baldhead Fred.
Shout out to Baldhead Fred. It's actually a comedian named Baldhead Fred. That's my dude. A.K.A. the Bomb King, as they like to call himself.
Baldhead Fred would do it for $50.
Right, Baldhead Fred would do it for $50. J.J. want $150. And it happens. It's how it be, man. It's crazy.
It's rough out there for us, man. And a lot of people like, I thought y'all, especially then I get this, it's for us, I'm like, okay, y'all can afford this. I'm showing love. That's love price. I'm like, yeah. I said, I just gave you the family discount. That's the family. I said, listen, you asking for Hubs Groove to come and play. Hubs Groove don't even play at the Gateway. I play at the Gateway. Every now and then they might just say, hey, Hub, we come out, we want to play. We use it as a rehearsal, be honest with you.
I noticed that too. When you at the Gateway, you don't promote it as Hubs Groove.
No, it don't be Hubs Groove. It's
not promoted as Hubs Groove.
It's not, because I had to cut it out. When they do show up, or if I ask them to, I say, listen, just do this as a paid rehearsal. They'll come in on Saturday. We'll run the stuff. So everybody make some money. It's a rehearsal. We run the stuff we got to do. But we ain't going to just do it no more because we couldn't do it because people are like, we just see you at the Gateway. We just see you here.
But here's the thing, and this is what I like to say. It's a difference when you see, especially when it comes to undercutting bands. When one band undercut another band, like if somebody undercut you, you're getting a difference in the band because
big time.
A band that you put on a show when you do your show, y'all have y'all set already done. You have songs that y'all gonna do. Y'all got your music together. It's a flow. It ain't no pause and no break in it. While otherwise, you got a band up there. It's just a fuck off gig, is what we like to call it. They going up there, they play a song, and then they take a 2-minute break. Like, okay, what y'all want to play next? And then they in the middle.
What key you do this in?
Yeah, they discuss what they doing, and it's a big pause. And that's what I used to always say when I do open mic. I can't stand that pause. Y'all need to learn the songs and go. Keep going. I hate that break. And that's the difference. When you got a band that's...
When we're doing a show, it's supposed to be a show.
You got your singers, you got a set.
But this is why I came to realize, though, you're always going to have the undercutness. I'm going to tell you why. And I have to say I'm guilty of it. When I first was coming out, somebody said, well, Forecast wanted so-and-so. Hub, how much? No, I'm just coming out. We'll do it for so-and-so. Y'all will? Yeah. Because we just trying to get it. And so I can't be mad at the new bands that do, but I do get mad at these older bands. The seasoned guys still getting this $50.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now the new kick I'm on, y'all. This is if any club owners, that's why they definitely ain't gonna hire me. I'm on the new kick. I ain't doing no 3 hours no more. I really like to do. I'm gonna tell you who got me on that kick. The white clubs.
Yep.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
I go do Nightown. Would make way more money than I make at any other club in Cleveland. We do an hour-and-a-half show. We don't do 2 sets. We do 1 set, and we say good night. God bless you. The people is happy.
And they could. Yeah, exactly.
I like the white clubs because I just hosted some shit. in Akron at this spot called the Vortex.
The Vortex.
I walked in. I told him what I wanted to host a show, a little rap concert I was hosting. Mm-hmm. They paid me my money as soon as I walked in the door.
Right. Yeah, you ain't gotta be looking for him afterwards, sitting there waiting till he come back from the bank.
Yeah, right.
They ain't gonna be like, oh, what I'm supposed to pay?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You know what the worst thing you want to hear at a black club?
What's that?
From the promoter.
I already know.
Let me tell you right now. You know we scheduled 40 people, right?
No, you know the worst thing though, when you do bars, like if you do bars, they make you wait till they count all the money in the drawer.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then you see it, like you know what I'm supposed to get. It don't matter what the drawer look like.
We said this.
We have a contract twixt you and me.
Exactly.
We only got like a few more minutes left. So Hub, tell us your next event, what's going on, and tell the people how they can reach you if they want to book you or anything.
Next event going on is our 10th year anniversary, y'all. We're celebrating 10 years in the game. Tony been with me 9 years.
You're old.
Yeah, Tony Watts been with 9. George been with me, I think, 4 years. And so we celebrate 10 years. We got Shelby Brown from Detroit, Michigan, the special guest that will be at the Walton Hills location. You go to hubsgroove.com, HUBBSGROOVE.com. You can purchase tickets there. And the next big event is our New Year's Eve, y'all. Taking a gamble. Taking a chance. This is my first time doing a New Year's Eve promotion on my own by myself with no one else. We at the Clarion on New Year's Eve concert party. Concert party means you get in the concert from 8 to 10, open bar from 6 to 10, dinner. Then we got a thing called Tucks and Chucks after party. Listen, women be tripping. They know they don't want to wear them high heels all night long. So I said, listen, I was going to call the whole thing Tucks and Chucks, but I said the older ladies might get offended because they want to dress up. But this is for all women, old, young. Talking about stilettos. You don't want to stand in those stilettos all night.
Right.
So I got this. There you go. So after 10 p.m., you can wear them actually all night. I don't care. But for those who might be a little funny, want to dress up what they dress up for the dinner concert part. At 10 p.m., going to Tucks and Chucks with DJ Relly Rail. And that'll be at the Clarion. You can check that out at hubsgroove.com also, or call us at 216-923-1544. That's 216-923-1544.
And if you need somebody to host a show for you, I'm available. Just so you know, the open mic king, Mr. Dees, is here.
Racist. I'm trying to get JJ got everything just racist. I'm trying to get a gig, sis.
We at the point now. Thank you, Hub, for coming, man. We appreciate you, Hub, man. You that dude, man. Hub Groove in the building. He's one of the he on the forefront, man. He's a revolutionizing. Is that a word?
Yeah.
He's changing the game for musicians and bands in Cleveland. So give us a hug.
Yeah.
We're about to close it out, man, because we only got a few minutes. So I'm gonna go to J Rock. This is his first closeout ever on the show. So close it out, man.
Hey, everybody, thank y'all for so much for tuning in, subscribing to the page, the YouTube, and the Mixer Facebook page. Make sure you add us, make sure you share us, make sure you support us. We do this for y'all. The vibe on there, make sure y'all tuning in every time, and y'all be cool, and we appreciate y'all so much, man. It's the vibe on air, the vibe on air. Check us out. Yeah.
That's right. Keep tuning in to the Vibe on Air. And please holler at me at Facebook, Big Boy Comedy. All right? And I want to say this to all the plus women. Keep your panties up.
Please do. You smell like bacon and corn chips. Yeah, the big girl's pussy smell different.
Oh, I love it.
It smell like a picnic. All right, this is the Vibe on Air. YouTube, Facebook. I am Mr. Dees. I am the Open Mic King. Check us out every Thursday, 7:30, 9:30 here on YouTube, streaming live as always. Also check us out every Thursday here streaming live on MIXLR. If you don't have the MIXLR app, you need to download it. Thank y'all for coming out, man. Make sure y'all stay blessed and stay blessed up all the time. for JJ, for J Rocker, Robert Hubbard, Robert Freeman Hubbard. You got Freeman. Where Freeman come from? Robert Hubbard
Long story.
of Hub Crew. Thank you for coming. Make sure y'all tune in next week. This is The Vibe on Air. The open mic king, bitch.